This is your Friday Refresh brought to you by Howell Wealth Management. Financial security is something many of us strive to achieve in our lives. Whether you're concerned for your own financial needs or of those of your family or your business, Greg Howell can help you with a plan to get on the road to financial security. Contact Greg Howell today at 931-638-1576 or Gregory.a.howell at nm.com. As he winds up to gain the proper momentum to hurl the hard object 60 feet and 6 inches, he attempts to conceal the ball from the sight of the first base coach, the third base coach, the batter, and anyone on base. That seems normal for any pitcher that is slinging fastballs in the 90s as they live the dream of playing in the major league. But for Jim Abbott, it was a little more complicated. While most pitchers hide the ball inside their glove for the majority of that time, Abbott had to hide his behind the back of the glove. That seems an awkward proposition for anyone who understands how that process works. But Jim threw with his left hand, and he also caught with his left hand. And for Abbott, pretty much anything that required the use of a hand had to be done with his left hand. Because while Jim was born with two arms, he was born without the right hand. At every level, from the little leagues to middle school to high school to college to the majors, he was warned that it could be his last step up. But he never really cared about the norm or the limits you might put on him. He scrapped and he competed and he grew in his abilities. In high school, he fielded strongly enough to play first base and outfield when he wasn't pitching. And as a senior in high school, he hit 7 home runs and finished with a .427 batting average. He pitched for the University of Michigan in 1987 and was named the best amateur athlete and top amateur baseball player in the nation. He pitched for the U.S. Olympic baseball team in 1988. He was the first U.S. pitcher to beat Cuba in 25 years and defeated Japan in the final game to win the gold medal. He ended up winning a spot on the starting rotation of the pennant-contending Angels without an inning of minor league play. He was a media sensation and an inspiration to people everywhere with struggles and disabilities. He was once asked about the difficulty of transitioning his glove on and off his hand to throw and then catch and then throw again, and his response was, "I've been doing this since I was 5 years old. Now it's as natural as tying my shoes." His answer left reporters scratching their heads as to how he might accomplish the task of actually tying his shoes one-handed. He played for 4 teams during a span of 10-year career in the majors. His record was 87 wins and 108 losses. While his major league career stats were not impressive enough to get him into Cooperstown, what he accomplished may have been worth far more than an entrance into the Hall of Fame. He overcame obstacles that were in his way. He found a way to do something he loved rather than make excuses of why he couldn't. He shattered the expectations and completely ignored the barriers that could have held him back. He inspired millions of people who faced difficulties. For years, maybe even now, he received letters from kids who faced similar barriers but found courage to try because of his success. So today, I know barriers and expectations and obstacles are laid out in front of you, and it may seem frightening and impossible. Don't focus on what you can't do. Focus today. Focus in this moment about what you can do. Don't limit yourself. You can do far more than you think you can. And that is your Friday Refresh.